This exhibition, the inaugural exhibition which portrays the life of Lowitja, will create impact. We must share stories, we must deeply listen, then we must reflect and we must take action. This room is only a snapshot of the extraordinary life that Lowitja led. To curate it and then create it may very well have been the biggest honour of my life. It certainly has been one of the biggest jobs of my life.
Lowitja O'Donoghue was probably the most remarkable person I've ever known, let alone an Aboriginal person that I've ever known. From being born on the APY lands near Indulkina, being raised at the Colebrook Mission, being told by a matron that she'd never amount to anything, to go on to be the first Aboriginal person to speak at the United Nations, the inaugural chair of ADSIC. Without the influence of Lowitja, we wouldn't have the system of land ownership of native title for Aboriginal people.
No word could ever do justice to what she brought and how she carried herself and the life she led and the legacy she leads and the teaching that she's given all of us. The pride, the honour, the dignity with which she lived a life, the way she led, inspires all of us onwards.
On the 10th of December 1992, the 47th session of the United Nations General Assembly, that was the time I met Dr. O'Donoghue, who went on to give an address to the General Assembly. She was the first Australian to do that, the first Aboriginal person to do it. The fact that she was a woman, I think, speaks volumes about it as well. It was an utterly memorable occasion. I regard it as one of the biggest honours of my life to have been there.
It's one thing to live a life of achievement, but it is another to leave a legacy. And the legacy of Lowitja O'Donoghue is indelible, not only in her extraordinary, impactful life, but in the countless activists she inspired, First Nations and otherwise, passionate Australians just as unwilling to accept injustice or inaction as she had been. I suspect this exhibition will go a long way towards sharing her incredible story with a wider audience yet again, because it is a story that demands to be told.
Our auntie wanted her work to live on. She did not want all that she had created and all that she achieved and struggled for to be forgotten in an instant. I promised her that that would not happen. We must be more willing to learn and we must walk toward truth-telling. That is what she would want us to do. We mustn't be afraid to be at the table and we mustn't be afraid to speak up about anything. We must be relational and not transactional. Lowitja wanted us to be fearless, to use our voices, to speak up and to take action, and she wanted that done black and white together.